Oracle, and Johnny Walker.
In this round of Mastermind India, we have a marketing executive from Bangalore on eponyms, a management executive from Delhi on viceroys and governors general of India, a website designer from Hyderabad on the Wild West 1800 to 1914, and an advertising executive from Calcutta on the Indian parallel cinema movement. Hello and welcome to Mastermind India. It's testing times on this contest again. Once again, we'll encounter lone contenders taking their turn on the legendary black chair, confronting the spotlight, the clock counting down, and the stream of rapid-fire questions. The key to master this mind game is thorough focus, complete concentration, and total recall. Twice our contenders will face the firing line. First to face questions on their chosen subjects, and then to face questions on general knowledge. Their readiness is all. And as our contenders are on their marks, may I call upon the first contender, please? Your name?
Movin Miranda.
Occupation?
I'm a marketing executive.
Subject?
Eponyms.
Movin Miranda, we'll start 2 minutes of questions on your chosen subject, eponyms or words derived from names, starting now. Which English word is derived from the name of the Greek goddess of retribution?
Nemesis.
Correct. Which word meaning overly sentimental originates from Mary Magdalene of the Bible, who was usually portrayed in paintings with eyes swollen and red?
Maudlin.
Correct. Which word for praise derived from the physician of Greek gods in whose honor hymns were sung to gain his favor as a healer?
Pain.
Is correct. Which long-sleeved skin-tight garment takes its name from a 19th century French trapeze artist who is supposed to have been the first to perform in it?
Leotard.
Correct. Which 20th century hydrotherapeutic device was created by and named after its Italian inventor who devised it for his arthritic son?
Jacuzzi.
Correct. Which word for an empty victory is derived from a Carthaginian general who won a famous battle while incurring heavy losses at the same time?
Pyrrhic victory.
Or Pyrrhus, correct. Which word for extreme strictness is derived from an ancient Athenian lawmaker's name known for his severity?
Draconian or Draco.
Correct. The name of which ancient Greek city, known for its wealth and hedonistic lifestyle, now describes a life of leisure?
Solecism.
No, it's Sybaris. Which wind instrument was named after the last name of inventor Antoine Joseph, who set up shop in Paris in the early 19th century?
Saxophone.
Correct. A splendid tomb at Halicarnassus, built by Artemisia in memory of her husband, the king of Caria, has given rise to which verb derived from his name?
Mausoleum.
Correct. What word synonymous with fastidious discipline and strictness comes from the name of a French general who built up the first regular army in Europe under Louis XIV's reign?
Martinet.
Correct. Which article of clothing takes its name from the appellation of James Boudinel, who led the famous British charge of the Light Brigade in the Crimean War?
Cardigan.
Correct. Which word, which has now come to mean a universal cure, gets its name from a daughter of Asclepius, the Greek god of medicine?
Panakia.
Correct. Which modern-day word owes its origin to the name of a Grecian warrior in Homer's Iliad whose voice was as loud as that of 50 other people?
Hector.
No, it's Stentor. Which Scottish inventor who was made... I've started, so I'll finish. Which Scottish inventor who was made the Surveyor General of all metropolitan roads in Great Britain in 1827 has now become synonymous with a smooth, hard road surface?
Macadam.
Is correct. And at the end of your 2 minutes, Movin Miranda, on your chosen subject of eponyms or words derived from names, you have scored 13 points with no passes. Thank you very much. And now may I have our next contender, please? Your name?
Chinmoy, Naik.
Occupation?
I'm a business executive.
Subject?
Viceroys and Governor Generals of India.
Chinmoy Naik will begin 2 minutes of questions on your chosen area, starting now. In April 1786, which British statesman and political philosopher brought corruption charges against Warren Hastings in the British House of Commons?
Edmund Burke.
Correct. Which British commander who surrendered to George Washington in Yorktown in 1774 in the American War of Independence was later appointed the Governor General of India in 1786?
Lord Cornwallis.
Correct. Which Board of Revenue President under Lord Cornwallis and later Governor General evolved the permanent settlement system?
Pass.
Which institution was set up by the then Governor General, Lord Wellesley, in 1800 for the training of civil servants of the company?
Indian Civil Service.
No, it's Fort William College. Which head of the Maratha Confederacy signed the Treaty of Bassein in 1802 with Lord Wellesley extending British influence to Pune?
Balaji Vishwanath.
No, it's Peshwa Bajirao II. An uprising of which group of marauders, deriving their name from the Marathi term for consumer fermented drink, was put down by the Marquis of Hastings during the Third Anglo-Maratha War?
Pindaris.
Correct. Which Governor General was responsible for introducing Western education in India based on Macaulay's Minutes of 1835?
Lord Bentinck.
Correct. Which was the first Indian state to be annexed in 1848 by Lord Dalhousie by the application of doctrine of lapse?
Satara.
Correct. Which Governor General was derisively called clemency by his detractors over the lenient treatment he meted out the rebellious soldiers of the 1857 mutiny?
Lord Canning.
Correct. Who was the Viceroy at the time of the Grand Darbar held on 1st January 1877 to invest Queen Victoria with the title of Kaisar-e-Hind?
Lord Lytton.
Correct. Which career bureaucrat and Viceroy in the late 1880s challenged the national character of the Indian National Congress and dubbed it as representing a microscopic minority?
Lord Dufferin.
Correct. In 1903, which explorer and political agent was handpicked by Lord Curzon to lead the expedition to Tibet to counter the threat of Russian invasion?
Young husband.
Correct. Which Governor General who annulled the partition of Bengal in 1911 was the target of a bomb attack by Indian revolutionaries in 1912?
Lord Hardin.
Correct. Which committee was set up by the then Viceroy, Lord Chelmsford, to inquire into the Jallianwala Bagh massacre of 13th April 1919?
Hunter Committee.
That is right. And at the end of your allotted time on your chosen subject area, Chinmoy Naik, you have scored 11 points and 1 pass. Thank you very much. And now may I have our next contender, please? Your name,
R. Suresh,
occupation,
website designer.
subject.
The Wild West from 1800 to 1914.
R. Suresh will begin your 2 minutes of questions on your chosen subject on the Wild West, 1800 to 1914, starting now. Which type of ox-drawn transport was designed by Charles Goodnight, becoming the standard mode of travel for all trailblazing frontiersmen?
The prairie schooners, the covered wagons, sort of. Covered wagons.
Chuck wagon, I'll give it to you. Which Kansas town was known as the Gomorrah of the Plain because of its lawlessness and included Wyatt Earp and Bill Tilghoran among its sheriffs?
Dodge City.
Correct. Which legendary gunfighter was an army frontier scout and later became the sheriff of Abilene, where he shot gunfighter Ben Thompson?
Wild Bill Hickok.
Correct. Which Western gunman and sheriff's twin revolvers were called Buntline Specials as they were given to him by the novelist Ned Buntline?
Watterp.
Correct. Which tribe did Chief Red Cloud represent when he signed a truce with the U.S. Army in 1868?
Sioux.
Correct. Which soldier and novelist did President Rutherford B. Hayes appoint as marshal in August 1878 to stop the Lincoln County insurrection?
Pass.
On which farmer's land did James Marshall strike gold in 1848, starting the California Gold Rush?
Sutter.
Correct. Which fictional cowboy hero was created by Clarence E. Mulford in 1910 and has given his name to a wide-brimmed hat?
Sombre.
No, it's Hopalong Cassidy. What was the name of the valley in Wyoming in which Butch Cassidy and the rest of the Wild Bunch operated in the 1890s?
The Hole in the Wall.
Correct. Which legendary Wild West figure born Martha Jane Cannery expressed a wish to be buried next to Wild Bill Hickok and was finally interred beside him in 1903?
Calamity Jane.
Correct. In which Arizona town did Wyatt Earp and the Clanton gang shoot out at the OK Corral?
Tombstone.
Correct. Which American president started a ranch called the Maltese Cross in the Badlands of Dakota and was jocularly referred to as Four Eyes by his men?
Pass.
Which former outlaw did Robert Ford gun down in Missouri in April 1882 to claim the $10,000 reward on his head?
Jesse James.
Correct. Which popular pastime among cowboys gets its name from the Spanish word for roundup?
Rodeo.
Is correct. The Bean Flag Revolt in 1846, led by John Fremont, established U.S. sovereignty over which state?
Mexico.
No, it's California. And that's the end of your allotted time. And you have scored 11 points with 2 passes. R. Suresh, thank you very much. May I now have our 4th contender, please? Your name,
Tathagato Chatterjee.
occupation,
Advertising executive.
Subject?
Indian parallel cinema movement.
Tatha Chatterjee will begin 2 minutes of questions on your chosen subject, starting now. On which Bengali novelist story did Mrinal Sen base his 1969 Hindi film Bhuvan Shom?
Pass.
Which was the first independent film cooperative set up in 1965 by Pune Film Institute graduates with Adur Gopalakrishnan as its first president for the production and exhibition of personal films outside the commercial sector?
Pass.
On which Hindi playwright's short story was Mani Kaul's first film Uski Roti based?
Prem Chand.
No, it's Mohan Rakesh. Who assisted French director Robert Bresson in the 1969 film Un Femme Douce before making his debut in the 1972 film Maya Darpan as a director?
Kumar Sahani.
It's correct. Vijay Tendulkar, Amol Palekar, Amrish Puri and Govind Nihalani all marked their entry into the world of films with which 1971 film adaptation of a Marathi play directed by Satyadev Dubey?
Khasiram Kotwal.
No, it's Shantata Court Chalu Hai. Which acclaimed director contributed a regular comic strip, The Little Men and the Large World, for the Malayalam journal Matrubhumi from 1961 to 1979?
G. Aravindan.
Correct. In which film, a modern Chhattisgarhi folk play adapted by Shyam Benegal, did Smita Patil make her film debut?
Manthan.
No, it's Charan's Chor. Which literature wrote the screenplay for the path-breaking 1975 Kannada film B.V. Karan's Chomana Dudi from his own earlier novel?
U.R. Krishnamurti.
No, it's Kota Shivaramakaran. Who wrote the novel about Brahmin orthodoxy in the 1920s on which Girish Kasaravalli based his 1977 film Ghata Shraddha?
U.R. Anantmurti.
Correct. The credits of which 1996 film stated it was financed by 5 lakh dairy farmers of Gujarat?
Manthan.
Correct. Which Pune Film Institute graduate's work, Encounter with Faces, was the first Indian short film to be nominated for an Oscar in 1979?
Bidhu Binod Chopra.
Correct. On whose short story was Mrinal Sen's Telugu film, Oka Ori Katha, based, dealing with the politics of feudal oppression?
Prem Chand.
Correct. Which Shyam Benegal film was based on the Marathi actress Hansa Wadkar's autobiography, Sankte Aikya?
Bhumika.
Bhumika is correct. And at the end of your allotted time, Tatha Chatterjee, you have scored 7 points with 2 passes. Thank you very much. And as we've completed the opening round of this preliminary of Mastermind India, let's turn to take a look at the scores. In 4th place with 7 points is Tatha Chatterjee. Tied in 2nd place with 11 points apiece are R. Suresh and Chinmoy Naik. But leading the contest at this stage is the business executive from Bangalore with 13 points, Movin Miranda. Now we'll go into our general knowledge round, the 2nd round of this preliminary contest of Mastermind India, with each of the contenders taking their turn on the chair in the ascending order of the scores that they've totted up in the opening round. And in the event of a tie, as in this case, the person with the least passes gets precedence. So that's in the general knowledge round after the break. Do join us then.
Are you leading?
Welcome back to Mastermind India. We'll commence the firing line once again in this preliminary round of this contest with the general knowledge round. Things were fairly close in the opening round, and now one by one the contenders will take their turn and face 2 minutes of questions on general knowledge. And so may I have our first contender here, please? Tatha Chatterjee is an advertising executive working in Calcutta in your chosen area, which is the Indian parallel cinema movement. You've scored 7 points. And so if you're ready, we'll commence your general knowledge questions starting now. Which was the first capital of Pakistan?
Karachi.
Correct. Which musician composed the rag Priyadarshini on Mrs. Indira Gandhi's death?
Ravi Shankar.
No, it's Amjad Ali Khan. Which 1976 Nobel Prize winner for economics coined the slogan, "There's no such thing as a free lunch"?
Milton Friedman.
Correct. The words of which poem are inscribed on the entrance to the Players' Tunnel at Wimbledon?
Pass.
The ilium, ischium, and pubis bones fuse together to form which bone in the human body?
Pass.
The kings of which Indian dynasty which flourished in the northwest assumed the title Devaputra?
The Kushanas.
Correct. The name of which law writ literally translates to "you should produce the body"?
Habeas corpus.
Correct. In 1909, which Indian assassinated Scotland Yard officer Curzon Wiley at the Imperial Institute, London?
Udham Singh.
No, it's Madanlal Dhingra. What was built by master carpenter and pugilist Epeus in the Greek epic Iliad?
The Trojan horse.
Is correct. Shyam Benegal, K. Bikram Singh and Gautam Ghosh have all made documentaries on the life and work of which Indian filmmaker?
Satyajit Ray.
Correct. Which ancient site in Cambodia contains the ruins of the Khmer Empire of the 9th century?
The Angkor Wat.
Correct. What surname did the Hollywood screen siblings John, Ethel and Lionel Blythe adopt?
Barrymore.
Correct. Which Indian politician's memoirs are titled Flight to Parliament?
Pass.
What popular network did Kerry Packer sell to Alan Bond in 1987 for $1 billion Australian dollars, only to buy it back in 1990?
Channel 4.
No, it's Channel 9. The name of which community house of worship is derived from the Greek for to bring together?
Pass.
What was the ancestral surname of the Nehru family before Pandit Motilal Nehru started using the present one?
Nahar.
No, it's Kauls. Which nationalist adopted the name Maulvi Ziauddin while escaping from his British captors in 1941?
Netaji Subhash.
Correct. Which British writer recounted his experiences as a fighter pilot in the RAF in his autobiography, Going Solo? You can attempt that.
Winston Churchill.
No, it's Roald Dahl. And at the end of your allotted time on your general knowledge round, Tathagata Chatterjee, you have scored 16 points with 4 passes. Thank you very much. May I now have our next contender, please? R. Suresh has just completed a degree in electronics and is now working as a website designer in Hyderabad. Now, Suresh, in your chosen subject, the Wild West from 1800 to 1914, you have scored 11 points. And now, if you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. In which field sport is the ball made from a stump of bamboo?
Pass.
On which river does the world's largest river island, Majuli, stand?
Pass.
Which fat-soluble vitamin is needed for the clotting of blood?
K.
Is correct. The valor of the inhabitants of which Mediterranean island led King George VI to bestow the George Cross upon it in 1942?
Malta.
Correct. Which rank of the Indian Air Force is equivalent to a brigadier in the Indian Army?
Air Commodore.
Correct. In which North African country are the ruins of the ancient city of Carthage presently located? Which member of the Theosophical Society became the first woman president of the Indian National
Annie
Congress?
Besant.
Correct. Which pores present on the green parts of plants take a name from the Greek for mouth? Which percussion instrument gets its name from the Greek for word and sound? Pass?
Pass, pass.
What unit of measurement is named after the French scientist who invented the galvanometer?
Ampere.
Ampere is correct. In 1929, who, along with Batukeshwar Dutt, was arrested for throwing bombs in the New Delhi Central Assembly?
Bhatt.
Correct. Which 19th century psychologist first differentiated between introvert and extrovert personalities?
Sigmund Freud.
No, it's Carl Gustav Jung. Which novelist's 1935 work titled Untouchable covers the events of a single day in the life of the boy Bakha?
Pass.
Who composed a series of Urdu ghazals in the 19th century using the pen name Zafar?
Bahadur Shah. Emperor Bahadur Shah.
Correct. What was the name used to refer to the city of St. Petersburg between 1929 to 1991?
Leningrad.
It's correct. Which ancient city literally means city of peace in Hebrew?
Pass.
After which governor of Madras was the Collegiate School of New Haven, Connecticut, in the United States renamed?
Elihu Yale.
Correct. Who in Hindu myth broke one of Ganesha's tusks, leading him to the appellation Ekadanta? You can take that.
Chandra. Moon. The moon.
No, that's not the correct answer. It's Parshurama. Suresh, at the end of your set of general knowledge questions, you have scored 20 points with 7 passes. Thank you very much. May I now call upon our next contender, please? Chinmoy Naik is a native of Orissa who studied in Chandigarh and Delhi, where he is now working as a young management executive. Chinmoy Naik, in your chosen subject in the opening round, Governors General and Viceroys of India, you've scored 11 points. And now, if you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. Which Sultan of Delhi established a capital in the city of Jahanpana?
Pass.
What was the secret police of the Shah of Iran prior to his overthrow in 1979 called?
Pass.
Who was the father of the gods in Norse mythology after whom Wednesday is named?
Woden. Odin.
Correct. Which organ in the human body is subdivided into the cardia, fundus, and pylorus?
Heart.
No, it's the stomach. Which US B-29 bomber dropped the little boy bomb on Hiroshima in 1945?
Enola Gay.
Correct. On September 20, 1988, all newspapers in India observed a one-day strike against which proposed bill?
The press. Pass.
In which sport is the grand champion accorded the title of Yokozuna?
Sumo.
Correct. In 1845, which European country sold Serampur to the British for 1.25 lakh rupees?
France.
No, it's Denmark. In which book of the Old Testament are the Ten Commandments first listed?
Genesis.
No, it's Exodus. Which eminent man of letters directed the 1932 filming of his dance drama Notir Pujo for new theatres?
Pass.
By what name was the aircraft carrier HMS Hercules commissioned into the Indian Army?
Vikrant.
Correct. Which traditional Scottish drink literally means the drink which satisfies in Gaelic?
Whiskey. Scotch whiskey.
No, it's Drambuie. Which subatomic particles did Nobel laureate Murray Gell-Mann describe in his 1964 work, The Eightfold Way?
Pass.
With which event in American history would you associate the ships the Eleanor, Beaver, and Dartmouth?
The Boston Tea Party.
Correct. In which city was the first European factory built by the Portuguese in 1500 AD?
Pass.
Who or what has been given the nickname the Old Lady of Threadneedle Street?
Bank of England.
Correct. What is the official residence of the French president?
The Louvre.
No, it's the Élysée Palace. According to Hindu mythology, which god invented pottery?
Pass.
And that is time. And at the end of your allotted time, Chinmoy Naik, you have scored 17 points with 7 passes. Thank you very much. And now may I have our final contender, please. Movin Miranda works as a marketing executive in Bangalore and is an active quizzer there. Movin Miranda, in your chosen subject in the opening round, which is eponyms or words derived from names, you scored 13 points. And if you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. The rules for which sport were laid down by Marquis of Queensberry in 1868?
Boxing.
Correct. Which of his disciples was nominated as his successor by Guru Nanak?
Guru Arjan Dev.
No, it's Angad. Which Italian artist was portrayed by the author Irving Stone in his novel The Agony and the Ecstasy?
Michelangelo.
Correct. According to the Quran, who was Prophet Muhammad's first male convert?
Abu Bakr.
Correct. Which cartoon family lives on 39 Stone Canyon Way in the town of Bedrock?
Flintstones.
Correct. On which volcanic group of islands in the South Atlantic was Napoleon exiled in 1815?
St. Alba.
No, it's St. Helena. Which life form consists of a single nucleic acid, either of DNA or RNA?
Protozoa.
No, it's virus. What pseudonym was taken up by short story writer William Sidney Porter while serving a prison sentence in 1896?
O. Henry.
Correct. Which ruler succeeded Bindusara on the throne of Magad in 272 BC?
Ashoka.
Correct. Camille Javal is the real name of which French film actress and animal rights activist?
Jit Bardo.
Correct. What political movement was started in 1870 by Isaac Butt in Ireland and later influenced a similar movement in India?
Home Rule League.
Correct. What unit of measurement originated in the Roman times from the distance covered by 1,000 paces of a marching legionnaire?
A mile.
Correct. Which Academy Award-winning actor co-produced the 1975 multiple Oscar winner One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Jack Nicholson.
No, it's Michael Douglas. Which Indian city is believed to have been founded by Karna, the eldest son of Kunti's son in the Mahabharata?
Lahore.
No, it's Karnal. The name of which mountainous Asian country is derived from the Sanskrit for end of Tibet?
Ladakh.
No, it's Bhutan. Which monster was kept in the labyrinth by Minos, the king of Crete?
Qatar.
Correct. Which former state security police of East Germany was disbanded in 1989 after the breaching of the Berlin Wall?
The Stasi.
Is correct. And at the end of your allotted time, Movin Miranda, you have scored 24 points with no passes. Thank you very much. And as we've completed both rounds of this preliminary on Mastermind India, let's turn to look at the scores. In 4th place with 16 points is Tatha Chatterjee. In 3rd place with 17 points is Chinmoy Naik. In 2nd place with 20 points is R. Suresh. But the winner of this round of Mastermind India with 24 points is the marketing executive from Bangalore, Movin Miranda. With this victory in this round of Mastermind India, Movin Miranda goes through to the semi-finals of his ongoing contest. We'd like to offer our congratulations to him and a commiseration to the others for having tried so hard. Next week, we'll have another encounter with another set of 4 contenders, the legendary black chair, the single spotlight, the clock counting down, and the unrelenting stream of questions on Mastermind India. Do join us then. Till then, goodbye.